anytime I've had to live anywhere else, especially if I've had to live a bit more inland at times, I notice the lack of seagulls. I notice the lack of seagulls. I'm used to seeing them everywhere amongst all the regular other birds, especially any like small parking lots and things like that. They love to just like hang out and look around, boardwalks and stuff, anything closer to the ocean. But even if you're very inland anywhere in New York City, you're gonna see seagulls, you know. So if I've ever been anywhere or had to live anywhere that was not a place that had seagulls, I noticed it and I was like, I don't see any. There are none here, because I'm so used to seeing them all the time. They're everywhere, you know. They can travel pretty far. They can. So they can go pretty far inland. So if you are literally anywhere in New York City, you'll see them. Even if they're not that close to the water and they have to fly quite a while, they'll still be there because they're just, you know, they're chilling looking for food. So I like them. Yeah, even if they are little rats, I like them. They're unfairly maligned. Seagulls? Oh, yeah. People are like, oh, they're such assholes. They're not mean birds. You people who say that clearly have not interacted with swans, okay? Because swans, you want to meet a bird that's an asshole and genuinely filled with rage? Go walk up to a swan and try to go, oh, how cute. That bitch will spit at you and try to eat your children. All right, unironically, they're genuinely filled with rage, okay? Geese do also have that in them too. Not as much as swans, I think, but kind of similar. Yeah, Canadian geese will get you. They'll get you. There's a reason people have, instead of a guard dog, sometimes people will just have a goose. Straight up. I had one of my very, very going way back older family members, going way, way, way back when they were little, had a pet goose. Because they, like, you know, found one, which there are a lot of, you know, geese around here, and especially like a nice white goose kind of thing, right? They found one, and it was a little baby, and mother was nowhere to be found, and they kept it, and because they felt bad, you know, they were just a kid, and they felt bad, and they're like, oh, and they kept it, and it was like, you know, it did the "you're my mom now" thing, and it sort of like bonded to her and the family, and so they just had a pet goose. And the goose would go with her to school because it refused to not be with her. And if anyone got near her, it would freak the fuck out. And the teachers were talking to the parents and were like, you gotta do something about the goose, because we can't even, like, she can't even play at recess. And the parents were like, we would love to do something about the goose, but if we had, we'd have to put it down. Like, there's literally nothing else we could do because that goose will not, you know. And so and they ended up allowing it because no one wanted to kill the goose, you know. So they ended up just keeping the goose. Oh, it's funny. Sometimes it would stay home, but, like, you know, it just kind of went where it wanted it, as long as it was with a family member. It was chilling, and no one could, like, tell it no. It really just did whatever it felt like, you know. But they loved that goose, the family. So there's a lot of, like, weird pictures of the family where, like, there's just a goose in it during this one little time period. And, like, I didn't, like, I had never seen pictures of it for the longest time. Then more recently, I was helping a family member go through and scan old photos that they had of, like old family photos that they kept, because they were like, oh, you know, a lot of the other family members don't have these because they're only physical photos. So I want to make sure I scan them and send them to everyone. And I was like, okay. So I'm, like, sitting there helping her figure out, you know, how does a scanner work, right? And we're going through it, and I saw a picture, and I saw the goose in it, and I was like, oh my god, is this the goose? Is this the one? And they were like, oh my god, yeah. And then there was, like, a couple of pages with photos of that, like, that family unit during that time period, and a couple of them had, you know, the little the little goose in it. It was funny because they always told me that story, but I always was, like, kind of skeptical. Not that I didn't think the goose existed, but I was like, I don't think it actually followed them around everywhere like that, right? But then no, like, it was in those photos, just absolutely on them, refusing to not be near them, kind of thing. So it was funny. It was funny. That shit was hilarious. How are you gonna have, like, a bold title on your Netflix documentary, like the Poop Cruise? Be like, yeah, a retelling of what happened, and then it's not even good. It wasn't even good, man.